My corporate landlord stole my security deposit, so I weaponized their CEO's obsession with public image against them. Moving out of my apartment was smooth, or so I thought. I lived in a building managed by Zenith Properties, a massive, faceless corporation that owned half the rental units in the city. I scrubbed the place clean, took timestamped photos of every room, and had the site manager sign off on a walkthrough showing zero damage beyond normal wear and tear. My security deposit was $2,500. 30 days later, I received a check for $150 and a detailed invoice claiming $2,350 was deducted for catastrophic cleaning, resurfacing the hardwood floors, and replacing all the blinds. The charges were completely bogus. The floors were fine, and I had already cleaned everything professionally. They rely on the fact that small claims court is too much hassle for people to bother recovering a deposit. I sent the usual certified letter demanding the full return and citing my documented evidence. They responded with a boilerplate refusal. I knew standard legal threats wouldn't work against a corporation that had a full team of lawyers specializing in avoiding deposit repayments. I decided to bypass their legal defense and target their main vulnerability, the ego of their CEO, a man named Bartholomew. Bartholomew was notoriously obsessed with his public image. He was active on LinkedIn, constantly posting about ethical business practices, community stewardship, and corporate responsibility. He cultivated a pristine, benevolent public face. I gathered my evidence, my signed walkthrough sheet, my high-resolution photos, and the fraudulent invoice. Then, I didn't stop there. I found 5 other former tenants who had similar experiences through local community groups. I interviewed them, collected their similarly bogus invoices, and compiled everything into a professionally written, data-backed expose titled The Zenith Properties Deposit Scam: How Bartholomew's Ethos Crumbles When Money is on the Line. I published the article on a burner Medium account, making sure it looked legitimate and well-researched. I didn't blast it to social media. Instead, I carefully targeted where I knew the noise would hurt most. I sent the link via anonymous email to 3 influential local business journalists known for holding major corporations accountable. Crucially, I also sent the link directly to the corporate communications department of Zenith's biggest real estate competitor. The strategy worked brilliantly. The competitor, smelling blood, forwarded the link to reporters they knew. Within 48 hours, a small but damaging local news story broke about the pattern of fraudulent deposit retention at Zenith. The journalists quoted multiple former tenants and asked why Bartholomew's ethical image contrasted so starkly with his company's practices. The pressure mounted immediately. Bartholomew, who clearly had the story forwarded to him by his PR team, went into crisis mode. I received a frantic direct email from a senior VP, bypassing the usual legal channel, demanding to know what it would take to make this story disappear. I replied simply, full deposit plus $1,000 for documented time and legal fees, payable immediately, and a written commitment to review the company's deposit policy. They paid $3,500 via wire transfer within 4 hours. The newspaper followed up with a story about Zenith changing its internal practices to become more tenant-friendly. My revenge wasn't just getting my money back, it was forcing the CEO to personally intervene and ruin his self-proclaimed ethical standing just because he wanted to keep a measly $2,500.